Okay, time for the daily break and run. So this is an 8 ball break and run, and it's a little messier than the other ones I've done. Usually they're wide open and I've got shots. In this case, after the break, I hit on the side of the one, which kind of lets the cue ball go. And after the break, I've got to look at group selection and what I can shoot to get control of the cue ball. And looking at this, there are problems with both groups. The stripes, the 9, the 11, and the 3 balls on the right are all problems. On solids, the 5 ball doesn't have a pocket, and the 3 ball is hard to get on with where it's positioned on the 4. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shoot the 7. I'm going to try to hit into the group with top left English. And I'm going to hit it with speed so that I leave the 6 if it somehow miraculously makes it all the way through the rack. Now it works out pretty well. I do get the 11, which breaks out the problem with the 5, and it puts the cue ball in the center of that group, the 3, 4, 5 group. The 3 ball, I'm going to take that with top English. I'm worried about how to get on the 2 ball. There's a lot of traffic down there. I can shoot the 6, but I'd have to go around the table to get a leave on the 4 that would lead to the 2. So instead, I'm just going to shoot the 4, and I'm going to take the cue ball across the midline of the 6 so that I'm on the right side of the 6 to get down. I do get on the right side of the 6, but I get a little straight in. So I can draw this, but I need to look at both sides of the pocket. So I can hit the left side of the pocket, the right side of the pocket, or just shoot it straight in. If I shoot it to the left side of the pocket, I could potentially draw the cube between the 8 and the 2. But I decide that the less risky choice is to draw it straight back to the rail with left-hand spin, which will take it around for the 2. Now I did want to get even with the 2, meaning the same distance from the end rail as the 2 is. However, I bumped the 13, which changed the angle. Now the 8 does go in the bottom left-hand pocket, so I'm going to use top left English to try to make this, but this bridge is really awkward, especially with the problem with my hand and having to sit on the rail, and when I stroke through it, I end up with no English, which bumps the 8. Fortunately, the upper end of the table is empty, so I can make the long shot on the 8 and get out. It's really important to deal with those problems like that, like the ones in this rack, very, very early while you still have options. If you run all the balls down and you still have that 5 sitting there with no pocket to get in, now what do? You're just kind of screwed. So dealing with those problems early means you deal with them when you have options and when you have safety balls, so that if you happen to hit a ball, or if you happen to get stuck below, you still have shots. Okay, so this is how most of my break and runs end. I break and no ball goes in, no run. I would have had a cluster in the middle anyhow. So that's it for today.